Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 249. So today, before we get started on the business questions, and there were a lot of incredible ones, which I can't wait to dive into, I want to talk real briefly about criticism. Criticism is something that you are going to face, right? Whether or not it's from a boss, a parent, a loved one, like a significant other, a spicy senorita, or whoever. Or if you're on YouTube, other YouTubers, right? You are going to face criticism in your life. And the truth is, you cannot control it. You have zero control over criticism, right? And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, the fact that you are teaching blind kittens to read, there are people out there that are going to talk trash about you simply because they think that they can lift themselves up, make themselves look better, while simultaneously destroying you or your credibility. And the truth is, you cannot control this. And unfortunately, I think this sort of toxic behavior is going to get worse, right? We live in an incredibly toxic time where people are rewarded for acting poorly or having bad manners and talking trash about other people, right? You see it on YouTube all the time. Somebody doesn't like what somebody says. Maybe it's a YouTuber. There's somebody who's a bigger YouTuber, and they cannot wait to jump on this person and do a video because they know that they're going to get a lot of views, right? There's one of my favorite YouTubers, Jeff Cavaliere, Athlean X. Recently, or it was probably a few months ago, there was this big thing about him using like fake weights, right? Now, whether or not he was using fake weights or not, that's irrelevant. But what happened as a result of that was pretty disgusting, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that if he lied about it or whatever, he shouldn't, I'm not debating that. But to watch people try to tear somebody down who has done like nothing, in my opinion, nothing but good, and has brought nothing but amazing value. Now, sure, he has like sold his programs and stuff like that, but he truly has tried to help people. And this brings me back to the fact that it doesn't matter whether or not you are trying to teach blind kittens to read. Somebody is going to have a problem with it. But all of these people sort of swarmed on the fact that this dude who was super popular might have made a mistake. And, regardless of, if he did make a mistake or not, that's not what I'm debating. And I've never met Jeff. I've never talked to him. I just am a fan. And I like his videos. I think that he produces a lot of incredible fitness content. But to watch how people responded and reacted, like in the YouTube fitness world, it was so sad. It was so sad to watch it. And the unfortunate reality is that Jeff can't respond, right? Because the moment you respond to this criticism or this hate, you're bringing attention to them and you're doing exactly what they want. And so you got to just kind of eat it. And that honestly is the hardest part about the criticism that you receive on this platform is you just got to eat it. You can't address it. You can't talk about it because when you do, it's exactly what the haters are going to want to do. But these people are simply trying to, get a lot of views for themselves by tearing somebody else down and pointing out a flaw. And this is going to happen whether or not you're on YouTube or whether or not you're in a career or you're trying to date some sassy senorita. There may be somebody that wants to put you down or tear you down simply because they think they can get something from it, regardless of how amazing you are, regardless of how incredible the information, regardless of your business. People are going to want to talk trash about you if they think they can get something from it. The one thing you can control is you and how you handle it. Whether or not you retaliate and try to fight back and talk trash and get into this or you just live your life and continue moving forward and kicking ass. And that honestly is the mindset that I have. I mean, I've been facing, negative videos for a long time. And I'm not saying poor me or anything like that. It's a fact. I know that this type of content does get a lot of attention. But the way that I choose to live and the way that I choose to address things is simply by moving forward and continuing to focus on what I can control, which is me. The only person you can control is you, right? You are going to face criticism. And it sucks. It doesn't matter if it's constructive or this toxic kind that has become so pervasive in our society, right? It doesn't matter. Now, if it's constructive, there are things that you can hopefully learn and glean from it. And if you can take it and use that and better yourself. It's not easy to do though, because like I said, any type of criticism is hard, right? It's hard. And for me, my skin has never gotten thick enough to where the criticism, regardless of how true or how untrue it is, how it's, I've never gotten to that point where I'm just like, whatever, I don't even care, because it affects you. It's always going to affect you. At least it does for me. But the one thing, like I said, you can control is you and your actions and how you internalize it, how you deal with it. And my hope for you is that you are better than the people that are just throwing and lobbing criticism. And you are going to focus on you, making yourself, making your business, making your family, making your bank account better, as opposed to coming down to those people's level. Because the truth is, they're always going to be there. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have criticism. But you've got to be the man. You've got to be somebody that has honor, that has integrity. You don't succumb to the immediate knee-jerk reaction like, I'm going to fight back and I'm going to say something really nasty and I'm just going to tear this person. Gentlemen, what does it really solve? What does it do? It just perpetuates this cycle of negativity. You've got to worry about you. You've got to focus on you and what you can control. You've got to work on you being amazing. You've got to work on your business. You've got to keep moving in a forward trajectory, knowing that you always are going to have these people in your life, small, insignificant people, that simply think that they can get something or achieve something based on tearing you down. If that's the way you choose to live, that's the way you choose to live, not me. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on you. I'm going to focus on helping people feel great about themselves. That's how I choose to handle the criticism. When you're trying to figure out whether or not something is constructive criticism or the other kind that's super toxic, it's fairly easy to identify when you look at motives, right? What is the motive? What is the meaning behind this? Is it truly to help educate other people on the wrongs that you are doing? And oh my God, I can't believe Jeff Cavaliere, how dare he? Really? You're that outraged? Really? Okay. Look at the motives, guys, because motives oftentimes are going to let you know whether or not, this is constructive or it's trash criticism. And I got to warn you, the trash criticism, it's getting bigger because people have learned that drama sells. The quickest and easiest way, to grow a YouTube channel these days is not to put out content that helps people or offer, any valuable information. It's to criticize other people, right? To talk trash about them for no reason other than they're popular. And if you do this, you can grow. And you can get something from it. You can sell your own merch. You can promote your own products, whatever it may be. But I just want you to be better than that. I think that's the bottom line. I expect you to be men of integrity and character. And do not lower yourself, your standards, to these people's levels. Because honestly, they're trash people and you are amazing. Speaking of amazing, there's some incredible, amazing business questions. Let's get into it. The first business question comes from our friend Will Kissick. He says, "Hi Aaron, I'm in the process of creating a cookbook. I'm getting hungry, so Will, bring it." Seriously, you better. I'm seriously hungry. I'm leaning towards making it into an ebook. How would you recommend I go about advertising and marketing the ebook? So I think an ebook is ideal, and the reason is because the barrier to entry, the barrier to get it out there, on Amazon, Kindle, wherever, is super low. If you were trying to self-publish this and actually have a real book and you mail it, here's the other beautiful thing about an ebook, right? The cost is super low. You do the work one time, it's there, right? You get the graphics made, you hire somebody to help you, format it and do all that. But at that point, the work is done. You don't have to actually go through the headache or the expense of having them made, going to a publisher, why did I say that with an or? Publisher, and then shipping, don't get me started on shipping. See, now you got me started on shipping. Shipping is such a disaster. USPS, disaster. FedEx is a little better, but expensive. Right, UPS got its issues also. DHL, stop losing my packages, DHL. Seriously, shipping, you don't want to mess with that. E-product, yes. E-book, yes. Anyway, in terms of how to market it, I don't know. That's the hard part because the truth is you can have the most amazing cookbook in the world, super scrumptious and delicious. And oh my God, I never thought to create a I don't know what I'm trying to talk about other than the fact that marketing is the hardest part of the equation. In terms of how to market it, that's the $1 million question, right? there are a lot of ways to market it. It really depends on your budget, how much you have. You could connect with, small like influencers or micro influencers that have cooking channels, try and get them to promote it, give them a commission. You could start, a Facebook group, an Instagram account, like start a food like Instagram account, right? Where you're taking pictures and talking about recipes. People follow food. People love food. Making YouTube videos, putting food videos out there. And then, linking and advertising to your book. I would probably start trying to build a community around food in terms of your lowest cost option. You could also, like I said, do paid advertising, but if you were going to bid on some of these like food keywords, it would be like super expensive. And so, I would probably say just get it out there, get it available for sale, and then start, actually before you even start that, you could start, creating an Instagram account, Facebook page, YouTube channel today. Start creating content around food, and then when your book is up and ready, you could link to it. You can also, do videos specifically promoting it, and hope that people share it. And if they share it, hopefully you grow, you sell more books. Our friend Anthony Morin has a question. How do you spot the critical key indicators that show your business is going in the right direction in the long run versus starting a fad type of business? I really don't think it's necessarily like the indicators. I think it really is the business that you're starting. So let me think. If you were starting a business based on like those little like spinners. Do you remember those like spinners, right? Where everybody was selling those spinners. They were super popular, lots of videos, right? If you're like, yo, I'm gonna sell spinners, right? In and of themselves, that is a fad. But if you were doing something like you were creating a coffee company or you were making a microphone, something that everybody needs like all of the time and their customers like that, like their customers like everywhere, that is not necessarily a fad business. So I think really it's about the business that you're choosing. Now, in terms of the indicators that you're looking for to tell you that, hey, this is working, it's growing, that is 100% up to you. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary said 3 years. That's kind of the magic number. If you don't see like your business is starting to make money, you're able to sort of support yourself, after 3 years, it's probably time to go behind the barn and shoot the dog. But, there are different ways that you can measure that, and they really are unique to you and your business. Maybe it's, here's an example. I have a friend who started a grooming company, Antonio, right? Antonio Centeno. He partnered with a woman to start a grooming company where they sell, hair products, they sell body products. It's a grooming company. Anyway, so he partnered with this woman that has been in business for literally like 10 years, and she just wasn't really growing. And so Antonio has the mindset of, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to start promoting this. He has specific benchmarks of revenue, right? I want to sell this much revenue this month. And if I can do it this month, I want to do it next month. And if I can do this much in a year, then I'm moving in the right direction. If I don't, then that tells me something else and I got to figure out a different way to go. Money, revenue, that is definitely something that you can use as an indicator, and a lot of people do. Also, profit margin, there's another one. But honestly, it's really up to you. Do you feel like you're moving in the right direction? What is that indicator for you, that business, and your lifestyle? Are you happy? Are you satisfied with where you are? The answer is probably going to be no, but are you moving in the right direction? Are you starting to see progress? Are some of the things you're working on starting to actually pay off? And you're starting to put all the pieces together to actually build that business that eventually will take off and have longevity. And so in terms of what those indicators are, they are 100% unique to your business. But if you are having to constantly borrow money and nothing is ever working and you're broke and you are like going to your mom for like 20 bucks to eat lunch, this is probably a sign it's not. The next business question comes from our friend Gary Hernandez, self-defense and urban survival. What's up, brother? Good to see you. He says, hey, Aaron, my question is a simple one. I have a few companies sending me free products to show on my YouTube channel. No money or contracts for doing it, just sent me and asked to showcase it. Right now, it helps me to have something to talk about and show on my channel, but do I call them a paid sponsor or not because no money has been paid, only free products? So technically, Gary, I'm gonna tell you what technically you're supposed to disclose that you got the free product. Because what happens is if you are getting a free product, regardless of if they're paying you or promised you anything, that is some type of like compensation, right? You didn't have to pay for it. You didn't go out and spend your money on those glasses or whatever it is and then do a review, right? You should be technically disclosing it. And I mean, it could be as simple as, hey guys, today we're talking about this coffee cup. You know, Starbucks was super kind to give me this and send me this. And today I'm going to tell you what I think about it. And so something as simple as that gets you off the hook. And it's also a good habit to sort of get into, because the one thing you need to always maintain is credibility with your audience. And so if you're talking about something that you got for free, you know, then maybe they pay you $10. And it's like, well, they only paid me $10. Do I really need to talk about it or disclose that? It's a good habit to get into. Now, if you really want to know, you know, sort of the technical, what you're supposed to do for the FTC, is you're supposed to have a verbal call out, right? This video is sponsored by, or today's video sponsor, right? I do it in all my videos. And then on the screen, just in case somebody can't hear you, you should say video sponsor at the start of whatever you're talking about or that integration. And then below that, you also, like in the comments or fold, you should have, thank you for sponsoring this video, you know, whomever, Pronamel. I just filmed a Pronamel. Pronamel video today. Are my teeth extra white? I know my enamel is rock solid. Anyway, that is the best practice, and it's a good habit to get into. Now, you don't have to go overboard, just saying, hey, they were nice enough to send me this product, or they sent me this. Just by you saying they sent me this and not saying I bought this, that's enough. And so I would definitely disclose that, because, like I said, it's a good habit to get into, and it's the law. And the last business question comes from a dear friend of mine, Ken Hicks. Ken, I miss you. I can't believe you're still watching these videos, but thank you so much. You are a solid guy, and Ken is a sharp dude. And so this question obviously is going to be pretty sharp, and it is Tiege Hanley specific. He says, you mentioned targeting cities in the U.S. for a shotgun approach. When it comes to advertising and marketing, we have done the numbers, we have looked at the data, and we have found out that certain cities are like super hotbeds for Tiege Hanley customers. And so it kind of makes sense. Instead of just like going like nationwide, why don't we target those specific cities, New York, Los Angeles, that we know the customer base is there, right? This is kind of what he's talking about. And so we do. We do that, you know, every day. Anyway, he says, have you looked into other countries like South Korea and target those cities? If I'm not mistaken, South Korea is a big market per capita for men's skincare, which it is. And bounce that off your chemist. South Korea has different laws for chemicals and pharmaceutical industry. Yes. So yes, South Korea is super progressive when it comes to men's skincare. Not just for like moisturizers and stuff like that, but also like makeup and stuff like that. They are very progressive. And you're right, our chemist does know this. There is a conference, I believe, and I could be butchering this and be wrong, but I believe there's like a trade show that our chemist goes to like once a year, or he did, where he learns about all these new like additives and products and chemicals and like sea algae and like just crazy advancements. And he always comes back super amped up. He's like, yo, I found this. They're doing this in South Korea. They're doing that in South Korea. And these things and these products and these ingredients are like super effective in terms of like anti-aging. The problem is that they do have different like laws surrounding their products versus here in the US. And so some things that they're able to use, we are not. Now, in terms of us targeting South Korea, in terms of our demographic and our average, it's about shipping, honestly. Shipping internationally is such a pain in the butt. And the time frame that it takes to get from us here in the US to some of these countries, even like freaking like Canada, like it's amazingly horrific. Some of the time that it takes to get our products to some of these countries for a reasonable amount of money. And see, you're sort of like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Either you're going to wait a long time or you're going to have to charge more for shipping. There's no like other way. And so we have decided to try to, you know, go as low as possible in terms of shipping costs while balancing the customer experience. But one of the big flaws, and not flaws, but the realities that we face is that it's hard. International shipping is hard. And so for us to really target a demographic in bulk, I mean, we ship to like 120 countries. We have customers, you know, we have a lot of customers, I believe in Australia, Europe, obviously. There are some countries that are like super into Tiege Hanley. In terms of South Korea, I'm not sure exactly. It does, and it would make sense that because they are so into skincare, we would, but it might not. It might be that they already have like a lot of different products and their education on skincare is so much better than ours that they've already got like, established brands and things like that. And so for us to try and come in and acquire those customers might actually be more expensive than we should, but that is just like me thinking out loud. I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, sorry, a little burp. It's the coffee. Anyway, gentlemen, that apparently is where I should wrap things up. We love you at Tiege Hanley more than you can possibly imagine. And the deal is, I want to tell you something special, right? If you've got a business question, that's not special. What I'm going to tell you right now is what I tell you on every vlog. If you have a business question, remember, gentlemen, this vlog is all about you and helping you unlock your entrepreneurial journey's potential. And so down below, if you got a business question, start it with business question and then ask your question. Next week, we'll try and get to some of yours. This weekend, I am super excited because my wife and I are actually taking a little road trip, going to this little tiny bed and breakfast in Florida that we love. By the time you watch this or post, we will almost be back in Atlanta. Super quick trip, but I definitely need it. And the funny thing, I used to hate driving, right? I hated long car rides. Now, I love them. And the reason is because I can't work, and so it's nice just to sit there and zone out and go through like some of the cutest, driving to the Panhandle in Florida, like Dothan, Alabama. Like it doesn't get any cuter than Dothan and Eufaula. Do you guys out there know Eufaula? Like for those of you who know Eufaula, you know that little city in Alabama is like the cutest thing I've ever seen. I think to myself, what the hell do you do here for a living? But it doesn't matter. Super cute. Anyway, guys, I need a vacation. You probably do too. Quick little trip. We love you more than our double monk strap shoes. If you got a business question, down below. Also, if you missed this week's Tiege Hanley original content, that's also going to be linked down below. Josh, I didn't forget you. Gentlemen, we love you.